Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 18 of my 31 must-hear bands of the 21st century. That's right, we've got 31 days of the month of August here in 2022. I have picked out my 31 bands that I feel you guys really need to go and check out and get acquainted with if you haven't already. Remember, though, my picks are going to cross over bands and artists that perform in the styles of music that we cover most on this channel, right? Which is all forms of metal. So it could be classic metal, power metal, thrash metal, black metal, death metal, progressive metal, progressive rock, hard rock, classic rock, fusion. That's kind of the stuff that we cover here on the channel. So the groups I'm talking about so far this month and coming forward are all going to be kind of like sprinkled about all of those different musical genres, right? So today here on day 18, I've got a U.S. band, progressive rock band from Minneapolis, Minnesota. They formed in the late 90s but started releasing albums in the early 2000s. The band is called Bubble Math. That's right. So while they have, been around releasing records, their very, very first album came out in 2000. What year was this? 2002, I believe it was, which is, God, what was the name of this one? Such Fine Particles of the Universe. I always forget the title of this one. This was their debut. And then you got Edit Peptides, which came out many, many years later. This was, I believe, a 2017 release. So big, huge length of time between the first two. And then they came back fairly quickly this year with the wonderful Ascension. So the band comprised of, in its format today, Jonathan Smith on vocals and guitar, Blake Albinson on guitar, Kai Esbenson on keyboards and vocals, Jay Burrett on bass, and James Flagg on drums and vocals. So these guys are not your standard prog rock band. This is not like Genesis or Pink Floyd or Rush inspired music. Instead, these guys kind of take their cue from like Gentle Giant and maybe bits of Dream Theater, maybe little bits of Frank Zappa. Certainly you can hear some Ekelin in their music, which, Ekelin, I think, and Bubble Math both take a lot of their influence from Gentle Giant. This is really intricate, complex music, both instrumentally and vocally. Most of the guys in the band do sing, and that adds a kind of really kind of quirky element to their songs, of which, generally speaking, most are fairly lengthy, heavy use of counterpoint, at times, like I said, insanely complex, yet with all the really kind of lush and richly layered vocals makes for a very pleasing listening experience. I always tell that to people when I try to explain the music of Bubble Math. I'm like, musically they're just going to completely blow you away with the sheer technicality of the songs and the way all the songs are structured. But yet you listen to it and it just doesn't sound like being complex for complex sake. The songs, the music, the albums are very, very appealing to the eardrums, kind of go in and out. And I was just listening once again to Ascension, the new album, which might be my favorite. I don't know. It's hard to say. I've only had this for a little bit. It hasn't been out all that long. And I hold these other two in such high regard. But man, this new album is just so good. You get these, great soaring vocal harmonies, again, sung by multiple guys in the band. And then these kind of like herky-jerky, crazy, complex arrangements that at times get a little heavy. That's why I mention Dream Theater sometimes, because there's some of their passages, especially like on Edit Peptides, do get pretty heavy, and just with some really insane workouts between the various members of the band. But it's not metal. It's not metal at all. But most of this stuff is just really quirky, intricate. Like I said, kind of like Gentle Giant, maybe mixed with some Frank Zappa, maybe even some Canterbury. Like the classic Canterbury bands, like National Health, Hatfield in the North, that sort of thing. So, but they totally sound like themselves, other than like occasionally you hear little bits of things that might remind you of something else. They definitely have a style all their own, and I love the way they create their songs. I think it's, again, not every band can crank out like 10, 15, 20-minute long songs and hold your interest the whole time. And these guys totally do. The vocals are outstanding. And again, the guitar playing is great. The keyboards are great. Just all around really, really great stuff. So if you haven't checked out Bubble Math, Yeah, you can. I just called it Ascension before. It's Turf Ascension. Sorry, I missed the turf part of it. I would say start with the new one and work your way back. You can go the other way as well. All three of these albums are absolute classics of the genre. I still remember the day I first heard Such Fine Particles of the Universe, and you're looking at the cool kind of, you got all that stuff. It's just a really, really interestingly created album here. I remember how blown away I was by this, and then you didn't hear anything from them forever, and then this came out in 2017, all those years later, and I was like, wow! It's like now I know what I've been missing all this over the last decade and a half, and then we quickly got this one, well, fairly quickly after. So they're all amazing. I personally would recommend you start with Turf Ascension and work your way back, but they're all three are absolutely amazing. So check them out if you haven't already. From Minneapolis, Minnesota, the U.S.'s very own Bubble Math, a really, really great progressive rock band that deserves your attention, and they are definitely one of my must-hear bands of the 21st century. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please click on that like button. It's very important you do that. That helps us get our videos in the constant rotation in the YouTube algorithm, and hopefully on computer screens and TVs of folks who have never watched Sea of Tranquility before. So it's very important. If you're here watching, please click on that like button. Also, we have down below, we have links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page. And also, please do subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching this video and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing that. And once you do, click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And also check us out. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. All together, all the damn time. It's part of the Sea of Tranquility community. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you real soon here tomorrow morning, as a matter of fact, with another of my 31 must-hear bands of the 21st century. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.